Yeah, yeah.
That's a flag on the play.
Yeah, yeah.
Flag on the play.
Hold up.
That's a flag.
Today, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Baltimore Ravens.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Minnesota Vikings. Again, everyone, Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They've been flawless all year long as they hit the home stretch at 13-0.
And now they just have to guard against complacency. You still got to go out and earn it every week.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, they've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
They'll start by running the option to the right. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up first downs.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. This time, Jackson will throw it. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 7 catches, 66 yards.
And that was a nice job there pulling that one in. Now, this is an offense that will certainly spread the ball around a bit. And this is a guy the defenses had better focus on.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Open man is Duvernay. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. 4 yards. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Corral, he fights through. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Now Jackson on first down. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jackson to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Certainly not what they wanted defensively. We're hoping to hold them to a field goal. Instead, they're able to convert the 3rd and long here on the opening drive.
So not only was it a flipping field position and a flipping fortunes, but how about mentally? You just described it.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. This will make it into the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
To be considered for the MVP award in the NFL, it's got to be a season of not just consistency, but spectacular consistency. And he's had it all the way through.
I think you're right. He's been as consistent, more consistent probably than anybody else as the numbers bear out. The social media chatter for the MVP race is certainly starting to ramp up. I know you and I have felt that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Right now, he's in the pole position as we head down the stretch.
7-yard line.
They will run for the first time here with White. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Marlon Humphrey. And the return will stop right around the 25. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
But we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Right back to Dobbins on first. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. He was credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted.
And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Now this will make it into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's able to get up here to the 26.
To number 22.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. Operating from the gun, Schultz. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Jackson from the shotgun. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
From the gun, Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Fielded at the 12. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they've been calling for. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays for one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And taken right on the 30. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at about the 32. He'll start with a handoff to Dobbins. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Vikings nothing.
Jackson going to look to do it himself. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
And 8 yards.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
An option handoff here to Dobbins. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory.
He's across midfield.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. From just shy of midfield, Jackson stepping up. He's going to keep it. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Let's see if they change 2 minutes. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
At the 39-yard line.
Off play action. Schultz. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, Vikings. Big play there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw the touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Extra points. It's the uprights. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
Takes it at the 7. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Now throwing on first down and completing it. Past the 20. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
Devin Duvernay
with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone.
Justin
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
taking it about the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
First down 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace.
And the ball is knocked out. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near, and you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this, we can protect this, and make sure we keep the ball.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus, and indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson, they'll roll him out right. He's going to take, and he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson, and it is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker, Justin Tucker, out onto the field. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7.
Vikings 7.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because it didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Back to throw. Schultz is going to float this one deep right. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Big play there. 76 yards. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
First and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
The football back over to Baltimore and J.K. Dobbins. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And yet again, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Open man is born. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. This will be taken at the 13. That'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on a return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Schultz firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Flush to his right. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
To throw on 3rd down, Schultz. It is incomplete.
touchdown, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and that will come the offense as they take over. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter.
The 23-yard line.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Out to his left. They'll try and run it. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fielded at about the 28. A great return there of 22 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Now they go screen, it's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Set up down around the 15-yard line. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he backs it away, and it falls down incomplete. A former first-round pick, Marlon Humphrey, there to get a hand on it. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Schultz. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Chase Claypool, the intended target.
But now it'll be 3rd down.
And 10 yards to go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, Schultz. That's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Chase Claypool in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again.
Now's a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And it's the Packers who have the lead in that one. The Packers trying to hold on and claim victory. From there, it's off to North Carolina to check on the Panthers at home in Charlotte. And right now, they have the lead over the visiting Dolphins. The Panthers not quite out of the playoff hunt just yet. They could move back within a game of 500 with a victory. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And
no, I'm not mad at you for skipping halftime, but can I just have a sip of water real quick, please? Thank you.
Justin Tucker.
All right, let's go. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Their own 16-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Off the play fake. Schultz in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
And he's going to be taken down here at about the 10. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
At the 38-yard line.
Now it's Jackson. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Operating from the gun, Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough.
A 54-yard attempt.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6.
Vikings.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. I have a theory about it.
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their history. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The drive starts with a run by White. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
They're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
The throw to the middle, taken in. And he'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just help receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First,
and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Vikings have tied it. They can grab the lead with a PAT. And he knocks it through. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
The football back over to Baltimore and J.K. Dobbins. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They were winning at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. So a big turn of events there. This defense makes the play. They return it for the score, and now they have the lead.
So much for ball security for the offense. Playing with a lead in the second half. They give the ball up, and all of a sudden they're behind.
Big time fumble. And that is caught for the 2 points.
Conversion is successful.
So a big play there. Not only the fumble return for the touchdown, then they get the 2-point try. And you know, for the defense, though, they were just over there sitting on the field. They had to rush out to try to defend that.
You know what's funny? They actually practice situations that they call sudden change when the team turns it over. I guarantee you no one practices a fumble return for a touchdown like that, and now someone goes for 2. Really good strategy by them putting them in that situation.
They begin the drive on the ground. It's Wright. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Looking to throw. Schultz able to hit his target, Claypool. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
He was brought down by...
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle, feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third.
That's a gain of 3.
From the gun, Schultz. And a dump off to White. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
1 score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here's the first down yardage before they bring him down right. At the 45. Meanwhile, over in Lambeau, an update. And the Packers have just scored, and they'll add on to their lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Now this time he'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Chase Claypool, the intended target. But it's going to be 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
On 2nd down, here's the option. Chase Claypool, the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
Claypool, incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Operating from the gun, Schultz. And he comes back with 1 complete. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man of the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Here's a quick throw out left. That's caught. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another 1st down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence.
He's got his man. It's taken off for a Viking touchdown. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. So that one along an 11-play drive. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. From the 10. He brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC.
And you can see they've already clinched the AFC North. As it stands, of course, they would still need to host a game on Wild Card Weekend. But we always talk about how coaches say, we want to win that division, and that's the key thing, right?
Oh, that's absolutely right. And that comes all the way down from the front office. They build their teams to win their division first, because if you do that, you guarantee that first game at home. Yeah, if you get the number.
Dobbins, he fumbles.
J.K. Dobbins, the ball.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Jackson sacked. A loss of 8 yards.
It's been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Taking on the midfield logo. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. First down, here's White. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now they'll run it on the toss. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
To throw on 2nd down, Schultz. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Complete to number 22.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Off play action. Schultz. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
An option handoff here to Dobbins.
And bulldozing his way through. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line.
He's taken down.
A big play there on the option. 44 yards.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and...
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. He's at the 40, 20, 10. Bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. So many times tight games decided by one big play. And a lot of times, of course, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And you know, head coaches... Walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
And they will take a 7-point lead now. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. This one fielded at the 5. Oh, good-looking return set up here. And he goes out of bounds after a solid return to the 45.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And that's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
2nd and 10.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Quick slant to Brown. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
23 yards. First down, Baltimore.
From the gun, Jackson. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
29-yard line. It's a pickup of 3.
Again, Jackson got the connection here to Bourne. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
Tackle made at the 21-yard line.
It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll give him a fresh set of downs.
First down.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Over the middle here to Brown. And they'll get this down to the 10. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Ravens.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. And now he'll tuck it and run. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown.
Baltimore.
A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with a touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And they'll begin by running the option. Here's a quick throw left side to start things out. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. There's a quick throw right side, and it's complete. Not much there, only a yard.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
9 at the 40-yard line.
Off the play fake. Schultz. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Very sharp here to start this drive, 3 for 3.
Yeah, I like the way he's running this 2-minute drill. Very sharp, very precise in throwing the football.
The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48.
Vikings
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Off play action. Schultz. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy.
And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
I don't know how many more of these my heart can take, my man. I just don't know. Another big touchdown late in the game. They look like they're in control, but still, there's a chance. Block the extra point, go down and score, kick the extra point themselves. They can pull this one out.
Yeah, but also on the sideline that just took the lead, you got to get your defense ready and the special teams unit for the kickoff coming up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Got to pull everyone together and make sure they're still focused and aren't already celebrating a win.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over first and 10.
So all eyes on this Vikings offense. Down by 7. And time, a huge factor. Their long win streak in great peril as they come up first and 10. Space to maneuver at the 40. And they'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards. To start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. He's back to throw. Completion here to Claypool. And he's finally out of bounds, but he's taken it all the way down to the 8. A big play there for Minnesota. 46 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of thing.
And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
Pass for the extra point.
He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on first and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They'd like to avoid overtime here, so maybe they can work the sidelines, but then defensively, how do they adjust to that if they do work the sideline?
It's the old leverage game, and we usually talk about leverage at the line of scrimmage, right? Who's going to win with the low blocking and everything that goes along with that. But in this case, you're trying as a defender to leverage them towards the middle of the field, not let them get to the sidelines and try and tackle them in bounds in order to run the clock out.
Chess match here late. Now Jackson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
A loss of 4 yards. It's third down. 3rd and 8.
On 3rd down, Dalvins across the 30 to the 31-yard line. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as he'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. Taken from just inside the 30. They'll score on a 36-yard punt.
The Vikings take over.
And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try and win it there. But, you know, sitting up here in the booth,
take some gambles.
I say let's go for this thing, try and push it, and maybe catch the defense back on their heels a bit.
See if they do that. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
First down.
I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So all eyes now on Tyler Bass. This from 51 yards for the win. And off the upright, and it caroms in. It's good. The kick is good, and that writes a crazy finish to this one. A little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for the Vikings, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0.
And they will hit the road next week to take on Washington.
Meanwhile, for Baltimore, it's a loss that could hurt come playoff seeding time as they fall to 11-3. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the New York Jets. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.